And we're back, everyone!
This is part 10? 11.
This is the...
Next part.
It's getting up there, yeah.
Next part.
Well, guess what? That question mark? I hope you guys noticed it, otherwise there's no other way to get this item.
Mummy?
Yeah, mummy. The... I guess game breaker.
The game breaker.
So to speak. What the deal is with that is that you don't have to pick up that item. The way you get the item is that at the end of the previous part, we, finish off a boss. By going back to the area where the boss was, you find the item Mummy. Most people at the end of that boss battle, though, they'll just go straight for the mountain right here, and they'll just completely skip over that. And then once you get to the mountain, that's it. We're done, guys. No more visiting other areas. We're on a linear path now.
Huh.
That's it. So if you
used
did
RPGs where there's so many opportunities to wander around.
Yeah, no, it's interesting knowing that the game opened up really big, and once you took down the satellites, it kind of started winding down, at least in areas. If I remember correctly, that satellite is about the first half of the game, and then everything afterwards is the second half. And once you take down the satellite, it starts winding down till it funnels you into this mountain. It almost feels like it's funneling you into the mountain. But on the flip side, you're basically going to go on a boss rush at this point. So,
with the previous bosses?
No, I want to say, okay, let me rephrase that. Boss marathon?
Learning new strategies?
No, it's new bosses. One after another after another.
Oh, okay, I'm just looking. We're obtaining a bunch of the side sub-weapons?
Yeah, we're obtaining ammunition.
Like a big preparation, I guess?
Yes, and so what I like, yeah, that's what this whole area is about. It's about getting, refilling your health. They actually give you a Metatron cube right before you enter the boss battle, the next boss battle, because they know at this point, it's now or never kind of a thing. If you're not fully healed, you're gonna have trouble. And that's why I call the Mummy the game breaker. We got one more item called Bounder. Yeah, I show off all the items all at once throughout the next 2 or 3 parts. So boom, you're gonna see the rest of them. I think I've only used 1 or 2 of them. That's the halberd. I was like, which one is this one again? Bounder is the new one, and Mummy, the way that works is that a shield will pop up that deflects minor attacks against the bosses. It won't do jack squat though. And while you're defending, you get a little bit of your health back, slowly and surely.
We have shot down the enemy.
So yeah, it's the game breaker because at that point, the bosses do really big chunks of damage. And if you didn't use any of your Mummy, you're able to hide behind an object they wouldn't be able to pass because it's really easy to do that. With, I guess, Viola. Spoiler alert, we fight Viola.
No.
But when you're fighting Viola, there's a giant pillar in the middle of the battlefield. If you angle it correctly, she'll get stuck. None of her attacks will hit you, and it's a moment's reprieve to use Mummy.
Is that Geyser?
Yeah, that's Geyser.
I like Geyser.
Geyser's great and all if it did any damage. As you saw, it landed and it hit them and did no damage. And those were level 2s. Yeah, those were level 2s as well. So right now we're facing about level 6s, so it's doing jack squat for us. Oh well.
Stop to look at something.
I think it was a detail. There was a corpse of a raptor just hanging out. Just kind of on the ground.
We have obtained
I was like, oh, interesting.
Do you want to tell them what happened to this footage?
Oh, God. So, guys, I've mentioned it before. I wanted to do Zone of the Enders really bad because I felt like it was an underappreciated game. Now, in the process of creating this Let's Play, and I do call it a friggin' process. I think I've played this game for the channel, not in my own personal leisure or whatever. For the channel, I think I've played this game 4 times.
Trying to. Yeah, I know in the beginning you had a couple sessions before that didn't make it because
I had a test session, which was pretty simple, and I recorded some footage for that. I actually didn't pay any attention to that footage. I was like, okay, cool beans. Then I did the real session, which, for whatever reason, had screen flickering issues because there was a lot going on the screen. So you guys are watching a dumbed down 720p, etc., etc., etc.
2006 mode.
2006 mode of this game. Now, that was great and all, and I was really happy. I actually chopped it up into pieces, that way if this ever happened, it would be easy to recover from, you know, save points and all that good jazz. So, thankfully I prepared for that, because guess what happened? The second half of, not the second half, I want to say the last fourth of this footage, starting from about that boss battle to now, was all lost. Like, it just, like, the hard drive ate it up. And we couldn't find it anywhere. I searched for a good, like, half an hour for this footage, and I couldn't find it anywhere, so I had to replay the game from the beginning. Or not from the beginning, it was actually from the save point around the end of the colony destruction, if I remember correctly.
So this footage is barely 24 hours old.
Yeah, this is like fresh. This is like it's not getting any deader.
Behind the scenes.
So yeah, this footage,
you better appreciate it.
Enjoy my blood, sweat, and tears. Because yeah, this game I've played 4 times now for the channel. First 2 times were dud footages. 3rd time, most of it was good, and then it kind of disappeared, and you're watching the 4th playthrough for the channel.
You love it so much.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that bad for me, because like I say it, the gameplay is great. And as you see here, I'm finally getting to the point where I'm like, I'm finally at the point though where I'm sick of having to deal with all the raptors and stuff like that though. So it's like, if you guys do the what is that? A strafe forward lunge, where you do the forward lunge, but then like kind of do a tilt to the left or to the right. He'll do this really nice like curve, and he'll curve around to the side of the enemy, and then do the lunge, or while doing the lunge. And that's almost always an automatic hit when it comes to these raptors. Tidbit.
We have shot down the enemy.
Don't forget the mummy though. All these little cubes that you guys are picking up, these have multiple ammunition stocks in them. Which is great. You see me cycling through them going, how much are they really giving me? It's almost surreal how much they give you. They just kind of throw it at you, hoping, or like under the assumption that you have none of it.
Maybe they think you're spamming it.
Yeah. So at that point, I'm like running out, and so I'm like, okay. And this entire area is littered with them. Some people might have skipped that one, and that's 20 units of mummy, so to speak, which is equivalent to about, I want to say, 1/3 to half of your health. So you want to pick up as much mummy as you can, because in between picking up mummy and the boss rushes, so to speak, you're only going to pick up 60 units of mummy. So though it is great and very helpful, it is finite. Yeah, it's a finite. One thing that I wasn't really caring for at this point, all these guys with the stars, they're considered like the leaders of the group. As soon as you take down the ones with the stars, the other ones drop in level to 1 and then become one-hit kills. So, completely oblivious to that though, or not oblivious, but just irritated. Yeah, that was a close one. If it didn't drop Metatron, I don't know where I would have been. Oh, I would have been right here, getting Metatron. Oh, yeah, no, they just throw the items at you here. But I totally just wasn't caring at that moment.
I'd like to think at that point in the footage, from what it looked like, I felt like he weren't doing anything, and then just decided, you know what, end this. Quick swipe, and he's gone.
At times it feels like that. At times it feels like that, where you're just like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done fighting you. Hoya! And right here, I'm going, you know what, I'm just going to go for the leader. Right? If I remember correctly, take him out, the other guy becomes a one-hit. And just whatever. Yeah, they throw more Bounder at me. Bounder is the newest item. It's the last item you pick up if you didn't pick up mummy, I guess, or whatever. And becomes very, very usable in the upcoming boss rushes. Next up, though, we are going to be taking on another boss. Like I said, they give you a Metatron cube right before you enter. And we're going to be fighting this jerk face.
So here's our destination. Where's the entrance?
An orbital frame is approaching us from above.
From where?
Is that a new mobile suit?
Got her all flustered.
What?
I like how he says, is this... They all make comments referencing Viola, right? So you have this one who's like... Or, no, I think it was the first one where it was like... As if a woman wasn't enough. It's like, whoa, really? And then this guy's like, so you're the one that has her all flustered. Like, flustered or frothy?
You must make him into a man for whom Viola's loins is equally frothy. How exactly would you do that?
Okay, so right here you guys see a little pattern. Go to the right or go to the left. There is a little bit of timing involved with that. As you're seeing there, he shoots out that attack and it shoots out like a star kind of laser beam, and you can get hit by it. It actually seems a lot slower in the video, watching it, but when playing it, it actually moves a lot faster. So you just kind of have to time it. Don't rush it too much. Don't force yourself to the right or to the left. Just kind of wait out your time until you see that there's an opening.
Right now he doesn't really look like he's going to initiate.
Yeah, at this point you're just charging up the beams, and when he stops doing that, shoot out the lasers. It's his second half that becomes frustrating. As it becomes, with all of these, for whatever reason, the first half is really easy, the second half their hitboxes become hard and difficult. So now he has a second half where he's upright instead of a jet mode or whatever. And he gets this stuff.
Even my final form.
So at this point, decoy, you only use decoy once because it doesn't work on any of these other guys. I was actually experimenting a little bit and trying to see if it would work otherwise with other bosses. Yeah. Gauntlet was a sub-weapon that you pick up earlier. In this boss battle, Gauntlet is your friend. And I believe 2 or 3 Gauntlet strikes he will be able for you to attack to do damage, because for whatever reason the designers felt that a regular attack shouldn't damage him. And then once he becomes vulnerable, then you just keep pelting him with Gauntlet. One thing that this stage will do to you, the further away you are, it starts having camera issues, and you'll see me getting caught, and it's actually prolongs the battle because of that.
It's trying to lock onto the guy. Right?
Yeah, while you're moving away, but the buildings on the ground and on the side you can't see. So when you're boosting backwards to try to get away or anything like that, you get caught. This is Bounder. Not very helpful here because it's at a distance. It becomes more useful later on, though.
Hit him from up there?
Nope. Yeah, there's a weird angling, like if you're... Like, for example, looking head onward, that's like your 0-degree platform. After about 45 degrees up or down, you can no longer hit an enemy.
Keep going.
Like little discs.
Hey, you ever play Space Invaders? Here's a taste.
Enjoy my space. Invading yours. And here's me using Mummy. Little shield. It's absolutely nothing towards physical attacks and most projectiles. Small projectiles you'll block. Makes me wonder though why I used it, because I don't think I lose any more health. I mean, I was like around half. But I don't remember.
Now tired?
Yeah. So this is when he's actually vulnerable. And what's tired? Yeah. What's annoying with this is that in order to get him into his hitbox, you have to pelt him, so to speak, with other attacks and stuff like that, just for him to go into his hitbox. And what's really dumb about that is you can never tell when he's getting hit. That qualifies as a hit towards a hitbox.
It looks like he has a lot of cues. They're just you have to have fast reflexes.
Yeah, you have to catch on really fast to it. It's just unfortunately at this point it starts dragging on with the buildings, with the hitbox, and because it's
fast talking.
Yeah.
These fights would probably be a little bit more intense.
You know what's really great about this boss battle? His hit note. When he gets hit, it's
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Yeah, it just doesn't sound like he's in pain. Like, you know, I've heard other ones, and they're like, right?
Nani? Nani?
And this one is just so bad.
It's Japanese, we can excuse it. In fact, we welcome it.
And there was one more weapon that I wanted to show off, and so I'm actually gonna put him into his next submission, and use the final weapon on him that I'm only gonna use here because it's only really useful here.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. And the other boss battles, the attack is too slow moving for it to actually do anything.
How about this?
So here I'm gonna cycle through. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah.
There we go.
You can actually do that as your strategy and just spam it. I don't know why.
I like how they sound like Wild West revolvers going up. This is very excessive.
We'll be seeing you guys next time in future parts. Solar beam. Laser!